Remember when Megan Fox compared Michael Bay to a dictator?
Infamous for being a sort of tyrant, I guess.
That one comment nearly cost her entire career. From controversial remarks to career-ending slip-ups, these are the celebrities who destroyed their futures with just one interview. Now, in February of 2011, Charlie Sheen gave a series of explosive interviews, including one with ABC's Andrea Canning. Now, that aired on 2020, the show. He showcased erratic behavior, and this interview contributed to his highly publicized meltdown, which actually led to him being fired from his hit show 2.5 Men. Stay with me, this gets really crazy. So in this interview, Sheen claimed to be a warlock with tiger blood and Adonis DNA. He also said that he's just really passionate, and when Canning said that some people thought him to be bipolar, he said, wow, what does that mean? What's the cure? Medicine?
Wow. And then what? What's the cure? Medicine? Make me like them? Not gonna happen.
He then went on to say that he's not bipolar, but by winning.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
When Canning asked him when's the last time he used, he replied by saying he uses vacuum cleaners, blenders, household items, and avoid actually answering directly by saying he doesn't remember. He also harshly criticized his hit show's creator, Chuck Lorre. He downplayed his substance abuse issues, but in the same breath, he said he's probably taken more substances than anyone should ever take and survive.
I probably took more than anybody could survive.
And when the interviewer asked if he was worried he would die, he replied saying, dying is for fools.
Dying's for fools.
But you're only human.
So he also made really boastful claims saying, I'm a rock star from Mars, whatever that means. So he said he's proud of all his party moments because he's exposed people to magic that they wouldn't otherwise have had an opportunity to experience.
I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise gonna see in their boring, normal life.
So this entire interview was like completely unhinged and so out of pocket, and needless to say, it ruined his career despite him apologizing afterwards for his rants and insults. He did then try to sue CBS for like $100 million, failed obviously, and then went to rehab and took some accountability for his actions. Now, going forward, don't come for me when I talk about Lindsay Lohan. I know she's like our comeback queen, and trust me, there is no one happier than like 11-year-old me to see her glowing, winning, and thriving right now. But because of her amazing return to Hollywood, I think it's fair we discuss her 2013 interview with Oprah Winfrey that completely destroyed her career. Now, in August of 2013, Lindsay Lohan sat down with Oprah for an exclusive interview on Oprah's show, Oprah's Next Chapter. The conversation addressed Lindsay's struggles with addiction, mental health, and her like tumultuous career. Lohan admitted to using substances, which also included overusing prescription medications, and she also went on to discuss her bipolar diagnosis and struggles with anxiety. Lindsay also did make a point to express that she had very strained relationships with her entire family, and that's caused her to make really bad decisions from guilt. And she even told Oprah that going to jail didn't seem like a bad idea, as it would give her like a break and some peace.
And kind of wanted to go to jail.
Why?
Just to find some peace.
So like, you know, things are really bad when jail seems like a better living situation than your home life. This interview came with obviously a lot of mixed reviews. Like, a lot of Lilo fans saw Lindsay's tone as like dismissive, unapologetic, and insincere, but some praised Lohan's vulnerability, saying she was brave to discuss all of this so publicly and had hopes that it would bring actually more awareness as well as open like a healing path for Lindsay. And following this very public and very exposed interview with Oprah, Lindsay then did actually enter the Betty Ford Rehab Center, and Oprah's own network, like not her own network, like OWN is in the network, produced a documentary titled Lindsay, which documented Lohan's recovery journey. The ratings weren't that good, but Lohan's interview with Oprah did mark a career turning point for Lindsay, and although she tried to like revive her career with some small guest starring roles, one of them in which HBO's, I think, Eastbound and Down, and a quick appearance actually on a British TV series called Sick Note, she really didn't actually make her grand comeback until 2020, when she announced through Instagram that she would be returning to our TV screens with several new projects underway. I have to say, I actually have watched her recent Netflix films. They're like like really so good. Like all of them looks amazing. The acting was great. She looks great. Her hair is laid, makeup is slayed. She looks paid. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving on. And I just want to end this off with someone who we like all knew and loved. Maybe not all of us, but like growing up, I definitely did. And this is none other than Miss Roseanne Barr. Now, if you're a 90s kid, you likely couldn't escape having to see, hear, or watch at least like one episode of the hit show Roseanne. I have like very fond memories of watching it as a kid, and like all good things, it did come to an end, but to everyone's surprise, 20 years later, it was given a reboot. Now this was actually starring most, if not all, of the original cast, of course with some added players, but it had big hopes, and to be honest, it actually did have big ratings too. Like I, for one, was thrilled about it. I couldn't wait to eat some like Dunkaroos, dive into some nostalgia during the weekdays again. However, on May 29, 2018, all that momentum and excitement changed when Roseanne posted a racist tweet about Valerie Jarrett, which she was a former advisor to then President Barack Obama. Now her tweet read, "Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ," like VJ referring to Valerie Jarrett. Barr later deleted the tweet and apologized in a tweet saying, "I apologize to Valerie Jarrett and to all Americans. I'm truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and her looks. I should have known better. Forgive me, my joke was in bad taste." The damage was most definitely done though. Like within a couple of hours, ABC pulled the plug on Roseanne's show and made a statement that said Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we have decided to cancel her show. That statement came from Canning Dungey, the president of ABC Entertainment. Now, Roseanne's talent agency, ICM Partners, dropped her immediately and ended their representation with her saying she violated their core values. Some of Barr's co-stars like Sarah Gilbert, Laurie Metcalf, and John Goodman actually condemned Barr's tweets, and Sarah saying it was like sad and very difficult. Inevitably, Roseanne faced widespread criticism, and she actually claimed it was the sleeping aid Ambien. She claimed that caused her racist tweet, but the company, Sanofi, that actually produces Ambien, actually spoke out with their own tweet saying, "People of all races, religions, and nationalities work at Sanofi every day to improve the lives of people around the world. While all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any Sanofi medication." Listen, I have taken some sequels before. Not once has it ever made me delusional enough to go and write an inappropriate tweet, but okay. ABC replaced her time slot with a show called The Middle, and because of the amazing ratings that the Roseanne reboot actually initially got, ABC would then go on to create a spin-off titled The Conners, which premiered on October 16, 2018, and the story continues just without Barr. Now, Roseanne went on an apology tour, basically, appearing on any TV show she could get on, interviews, apologizing, and trying to basically redeem herself. However, despite at the time saying she would just delete her Twitter entirely, she still would occasionally go on Twitter rants that were nasty, inappropriate, and not something who is trying to rebrand themselves should be saying. So ultimately, her reputation was damaged, and to this day, she's still suffering as a result. What do you guys think? Anyone else that had a horrible interview that sounds like they should have made the list? I'm your host, Ashley. It's been great catching up.